Making the news tonight, Southeast Traditional Rulers Council receives more commendation for abolishing the use of Ezendibo title in diaspora. Anambra police arrest 2 suspects over fake kidnapping. Retired police officers protest against non-payment of pensions in Abuja, Taraba. And on the foreign scene, Air Force jet crash kills at least 19 people in Bangladesh. The continuous voter registration is ongoing. India Anambra take in it. That is the proof of your eligibility to vote in the upcoming elections. ABS TV is now live on cable free-to-air. Join us. My name is Ajuluchuku Okabwe. Welcome to ABS Evening News. The Southeast Council of Traditional Rulers have continued to receive commendations abolishing the use of the title Ezendibo by Igbo leaders residing outside Igbo land. Speaking in Oka, the immediate past Vice President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo Worldwide, Chief Damien Okeke Ogene, recalled the Ohaneze Ndigbo had over the years continued to kick against the practice of individuals who were not elected by their communities in line with Igbo custom and culture, nor certified by government, go about calling themselves and having paraphernalia of royal fathers and carry out functions of traditional rulers, including giving chieftaincy titles and trying to establish kingdoms in other people's land. He regretted that many of them have remained in legal battle over the years, fighting for the position that undermine the integrity and status of Igbo culture and tradition, stressing that people should always respect their cultural identity as well as the culture and tradition of their host communities. Chief Okeke Ogene called on the government of the Southeast states to use all necessary legal framework to protect the traditional institutions from abuse. He noted that the diaspora community could still help in promoting Igbo cultural heritage by championing the speaking of Igbo language in various parts of the world, showcasing the traditional wares, events, and festivals, among others. For a 24-hour uninterrupted power supply every day in a week without reliance on fuel, diesel, or unstoppable grid connections, a solar energy company, Force Solar Nigeria Limited, has handed over 1,000 kV of off-grid solar system constructed at Jesco Company, Oka, to the management of the firm. Correspondent Joseph Ebocha was there at the handover ceremony and now reports.
The project engineer on site, Matu Igwe, with Force Solar Nigeria Limited, said the event marked the beginning of a new chapter of energy independence, sustainability, and opportunities for the company, and that the project would generate a total energy of 1.37 power from the sun, significant reduction in carbon emissions, lower energy costs for decades to come, and most importantly, empowering staff of the company to serve better.
We have 1,728 panels of 600 watts. Which on the full rising of the sun is generating 1.037 megawatt power. You can imagine the kind of power we are generating.
Speaking earlier, the Chief Executive Officer, Chief Ifeanyi Chukwu Okoye, and the General Manager of Force Solar Industrial Nigeria Limited, Engineer Michael Osondo, encouraged Nigerians to invest in solar as there is more to benefit from it, saying that Force Solar is in the lead in terms of market acceptability, reliability, and other benefits, and that the company has many other solar products in the country. In his remark, the Chairman CEO of Jesco Group of Companies West Africa, Chief Joseph Okafo, said he decided to go solar because of what he saw working effectively in other developed countries.
But the profit in Nigeria is so meager, so we had to look for something that make it easy to manage factory. So with this, we can effectively manage factory and pay our workers.
Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
The Anambra State Police Command has arrested 2 suspects, Chinecherem Okonkwo, female, aged 28 years, and a male counterpart, Chinecherem Aronu, aged 30 years, involved in a self-orchestrated kidnap incident designed to extort money from the victim's family. A release by an Anambra Police Public Relations Officer, SP Turuchukwu Ikenga, said the that following the alleged adoption of one Chinechere Okoye, female student of Enugu State University of Science and Technology, ESUT, the operatives of the Rapid Response Squad stormed a lodge located at Unizik Temporary Site, Oka, where the victim was found alive and in the company of her male accomplice. According to the report, Chinechere had earlier contacted her family on Tuesday, the 8th of July 2025, informing them that she was returning home from school but never arrived and her phone remained switched off throughout the day. On Wednesday, 9th July 2025, her family received a call from an unknown male voice who claimed responsibility for her kidnapping and demanded a ransom of 10 million naira. After negotiations, the ransom was reduced to 3 million and part payment of 1 million was later paid into the victim's bank account. Upon interrogation, the two confessed to staging the kidnapping as a plot to extort money from the victim's family, while the female suspect, Chinechere Okoye, admitted she masterminded the plan after watching a movie and intended to give the money to her boyfriend to start a business. The Commissioner of Police, CP Ikeoye Orotugu, has directed that the suspect be charged to court without delay and condemned the incident, a clear sign of deepening moral decay among youths in the society. He warned that the command will not tolerate such criminal deception and called on parents and guardians to pay closer attention to the activities and peers' influence on their children. The remains of the late Abga chieftain, Chief Sylvester Anyanrue Ezeokenwa, has been committed to Mother Earth at his hometown, Umuchu, Agwata local government area, with what one can describe as the burial befitting the father of the national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA. Aged 71, the burial ceremony of the late Chief Ezeokenwa, popularly called Ezudo, which attracted ABGA faithful from across the country, was also attended by the Umuchu Igwe in council, the Catholic community, both in Umuchu and Onitsha. His contemporaries and business associates were gathered to pay their last respect to the deceased. Correspondent Ngozi Obiliri was there and now reports.
Speaking after the Requiem Mass in his honor held at Holy Name Catholic Parish, Umuchu, the National Secretary of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, Mr. Ibrahim Mani, and the Deputy National Chairman, North, Alhaji Abdullahi Muhammad, recalled the contributions of late Ezudo to the growth, progress and development of the party, especially in Onitsha South local government area, where he worked for the party mainly, eulogized his strong faith and belief in APGA, describing him as a strong party man and one whose contribution has paid off.
Those who spoke about his contribution to the party and which of course translates into having his son as the national chairman of the party is symbolic enough. It is to tell you that he left a legacy that every Nigerian should emulate politically.
On his part, the secretary to the state government, Professor Solochukwu Lobelu, noted that he came back from abroad and started hearing about the man Sly Ezeokenwa Sr. and bears testimony to his legacies, acknowledging that his love for APGA made him sacrifice his only son to the party. He appreciated Governor Chukwuma Soludo for recognizing the sacrifices of the deceased by not just appointing Barrister Sly Ezeokenwa Jr. as the Commissioner for Special Duties, but also ensuring that he became the national chairman of APGA, urging him to ensure his father's legacies are kept alive.
He was sacrificing his own son to a very daring friend. He saw becoming the
Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
And still to come on the news tonight, a group of retired police officers protest against non-payment of pensions in Abuja and Taraba. And on the foreign scene, Air Force jet crash kills at least 19 people in Bangladesh. Stay tuned while the rest of the news comes your way.
All right, everyone, no put your ears, make we talk. Shout my teeth fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? For zero cavities and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama, Papa, buy up, use up, and shine your smile. No more cover mouth. Because with Colgate, that's what
Kivo Creamer. Where you need to have the break time. Kivo Creamer. Nati Papagarita. Kivo Creamer. Kivo Creamer. Kivo Creamer. Kivo Creamer.
Good time moments with Kivo Creamer.
Kivo Creamer.
Glad to have you back, and now the rest of the news. A group of retired police officers took to the streets of Abuja today in a peaceful protest to draw attention to the poor welfare conditions of serving and retired members of the Nigerian police force. The protest was led by the convener of the Revolution New Movement, Oyewole Sowore, who joined the retirees to demand urgent intervention from the federal government. They expressed displeasure over what they described as years of neglect, non-payment of pensions, and poor treatment of officers who had served the nation diligently. Sowore, speaking during the protest, called on the government to recognize the sacrifices made by the police officers and ensure that their welfare were prioritized. The protesters also warned that if the government failed to respond promptly, they would sustain their action until their demands were met. Among other demands, they called for an exit from the police contributory pension scheme. And over to foreign news. At least 19 people have died and 164 were injured after a Bangladeshi Air Force training jet crashed into a school campus in the capital, Dhaka. Footage from Milestone School, a college in the northern suburb of Uttara, shows a huge fire and thick smoke after the aircraft slammed into a two-story building. The armed forces said in a statement on Facebook that the F-7 jet experienced a mechanical fault after taking off for a training exercise just after 1 p.m. local time. The pilot was among those killed. A doctor at the National Institute of Burn and Plastic Surgery said that more than 50 people, including children and adults, were taken to hospital with burns. Over to sports. At least 1,000 athletes from 31 countries have arrived in Abuja for the 2025 African Karate Championship, which kicks off today and runs through July 28. The president of the Karate Federation of Nigeria, Silas Agara, told newsmen in Abuja that 31 countries alongside host Nigeria will slug it out in 4 categories of the sport. Agara listed the categories to include the cadet, which would accommodate athletes between 14 and 15 years, as well as the junior category, which has athletes between the age of 16 and 17. Other categories are senior and para karate, which would have athletes above 18 years, respectively. Remember, you can follow news and programs from ABS from any part of the world via our website. Join us at www.absradiotv.com. You can also log on to our social media handles on X at ABS Radio Television Oka. Follow us on Facebook and at ABS Radio Television on Instagram and on X. Before we go, a look at our main points again. Southeast Traditional Rulers Council have received more commendations for abolishing the use of Ezendibo title in diaspora. Anambra State Police has arrested 2 suspects over fake kidnapping. Retired police officers have protested against non-payment of pensions in Abuja and Taraba. And on the foreign scene, Air Force jet crash has killed at least 19 people in Bangladesh. Note, the continuous voter registration is ongoing in the Anambra partake in it. This is a proof of your eligibility to vote in the upcoming elections. ABS TV is now live on cable free-to-air. Join us. And that's of our package this evening. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Ajuluchukwu Okabwe. Have a pleasant night rest. Bye for now.